Teysa Karlov versus Azusa, Lost But Seeking. Place your bets and see if we're going to see Eldrazi in this game. That hand is alright, so we'll keep it. Yeah, we can hopefully Path to Exile Azusa, although I think that'll do more harm than good. That means that Azusa will get out 3 lands instead of the additional 2. I think we're better off just saving the Path to Exile for something that Azusa wants to ramp into. We'll go for the Hidden Stockpile. Hidden Stockpile is really good, especially if you use fetches. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the field this turn, you get a servo token. And then for 1, sack a creature, you scry 1. So once you have a servo token, you can hold up 1 mana every single turn. Well, every single one of your turns and trigger that scry effect. Swords to Plowshares isn't terrible. We'll go into Monastery Mentor here. And then if we want to get down Lightning Greaves or Swords to Plowshares, then we can at least trigger Monastery Mentor. We're not in too much of a rush to exile Azusa straight away because... Oh, are they missing a land drop? That is really good if they are. Yeah, Azusa, her ability doesn't put anything on the stack unless our opponent has landfall or something like that. So we won't necessarily get the chance to react to Azusa entering. She'll be able to just windmill slam some lands. I'm going to go for Lightning Greaves here. One, to protect the Monastery Mentor because we can get a lot of value out of it, but also we'll equip up the Monk first so we can get some extra damage in here. But also it triggers the Monastery Mentor because it is a non-creature spell. So we get a free Monk token by doing that. And we'll hold up the Swords to Plowshares. Teysa Karlov is a Necromonicon commander. The death triggers of our creatures trigger twice. And creature tokens we control have Vigilance and Lifelink. She's a 2/4 for 4 mana in Orzhov. Now then, let's see how many extra lands our opponent has. Oh no, they're going for... I just assumed they were going for Azusa there. They're going for Cultivate. So they will have at least 1 spare basic in hand. And there is no point sacrificing the the Monk token, because this is at the beginning of our end step and not each end step. Just hope for a land here. We certainly do get a land. So let's get down our Teysa Karlov. And we can equip up Teysa with the boots and swing in for 5 points of damage onto our opponent, and hopefully next turn we can get some things going. We do have a sack outlet with the Hidden Stockpile, but we don't have any death triggers on the field yet. Ooh, Elvish Piper I do not like. Hopefully our opponent can't give it haste. I don't know how they would give it haste with 1 green untapped. But I think we have to... Yeah, I think we have to Swords that. Yeah, and that's a shame that we can't Swords it in response to Rancor. Rancor will just go back into the hand. Ophiomancer is nice. Let's get into an Ophiomancer. And then I think I'll put a stop on the upkeep. I do want to Swords the Elvish Mystic. We almost have to do that. For any of you that don't know, Elvish Piper... I think I just said Elvish Mystic. Elvish Piper is green and tap. Put a creature from your hand onto the battlefield. Way too powerful to leave lying around, especially in an Azusa deck, because I imagine Azusa is going to be running Eldrazi. That is 99% of the time. That's what you see with Azusa. Alright, knocking our opponent down to 15. What do we want to keep here? I don't think we really need to worry about targeted removal in a green deck. They do have Beast Within, Song of the Dryads, Lignify, things like that. I don't think we have to be too worried about it. We've opted to put the Lightning Greaves onto Teysa so that we can try and make use of death triggers. Although we don't have any yet. I want to get into a land, so I am going to kill a snake at the beginning of our upkeep. And down comes Bane of Progress. Well, no we won't. That will kill our hidden stockpile and our lightning greaves. And it will put 2 +1/+1 counters. Never see anyone playing this card. I thought I was the only one in Magic Online playing it. Bane of Progress is really good, so if you run green decks and you don't run Bane of Progress, it's a very good card to run. No point in having a stop on the upkeep anymore. Well, we get into a land anyway as it happens. So we will go in for our Teysa Karlov Scion, of which she has her own deck on the channel. I actually prefer Teysa Karlov Scion, the original Teysa, to Teysa Karlov, but they are completely different decks, so we'll swing in with everything, and in response to my own attacks, we'll just get this thing out of the way. And that will trigger Prowess on the Monastery Mentor. We'll get a land into our opponent's field of play though, so if they have a 7-drop in hand, they can easily get it out. Don't know if this is lethal, I haven't actually worked it out. No, we're on 12 I count. But Teysa Karlov Scion is switched on. So even if our opponent does get down a big creature, we'll probably be able to exile it if it doesn't have hexproof. And plus we can go wide anyway. Oracle of Mul Daya will not do anything other than ramp our opponent further. Drawing into a Bloom Tender is fine as well. Okay, Eldritch Evolution, that's something. That will get our opponent a 6-drop. Uvenwald Hydra might be able to get something like... what is that land called? Chasm, Ice Chasm. Something like that. It stops all combat damage. Glacial Chasm is the card I'm thinking of, but clearly our opponent doesn't run that. Either that or they misclicked. Yep, well, we can go wide on them anyway. But a Glacial Chasm they only could have kept around for a turn or two anyway, unless they get into Ramanap or the Crucible of Worlds. So I think we had that game won either way. Hope you all enjoyed that. That was Teysa Karlov. Didn't get too many death triggers going. We could have got multiple spirits off of Teysa by sacrificing the snake, but turns out we didn't need it in the end anyway. We just went full on token beatdown. So hope you all enjoyed that. That was Teysa Karlov against Azusa, Lost But Seeking. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel, and I will see you all in the next one.